Okay, so it's not as big a deal when I'm looking through that, but sometimes it's out of focus. But the good thing about videotoscopy is the camera's on the end, so you can adjust the focus so it's perfectly clear, and so you'll see the eardrum tons better using videotoscopy. Plus, it's magnified. Okay, plus the owner gets to see it. So this screen is for the owners. Most of the time I'll just flip this down. But it's nice to have a backup screen because every now and then this screen goes out or another one. And so I can finish up everything on this. This is their original design, BioVisions, and they made a mistake, number of mistakes. This is an HD. And so what you're going to get with your equipment is HD. Now, anytime you start getting computers involved, there's not computer in this. Anytime you get computers involved, computers go down. So that's the one frustration you're going to find is that there'll be some quirk in the computer, and just like your laptop, where you have to mess with it, reboot it or whatever you have to do. So that's a frustration. The good news is the clarity is unbelievably better. So you can do better when it comes to diagnostics with your lap scope than you ever could before, because you couldn't see the clarity. Plus, the focus used to be that you had to stay fairly close to what you were looking at. So anything in the background was out of focus. You can just tip it up a little bit, and the iris will adjust inside the camera to allow you to see the diaphragm real clear. So you don't have to just move all around. You can leave your scope and do this and get a pretty good idea where you want to go, and then direct your camera to it. So so we switched out completely, even with the frustrations with the computers, and we've got one that's going where it's jiggling, and we may have that problem on one of the tables, and if we do, we'll fight through it. We had that last week, and we hope it just was a quirk that day. But the difference was so good that we switched them all out. This makes a great otoscopy area though. So what we do is we usually have the client standing back here, and the dog's head's this direction, and I have a technician then holding the dog's head. Two reasons: if the dog goes to bite, the client has the hot stove reflex. That's to let go. The technician has the grab tighter reflex that's learned. Okay, you like that learned reflex. Okay, the other thing is if you have the client on the head end, they spend all their time, doing all this, and they're not paying attention to what you're doing. So when they're on the back end, there's nothing to foo-foo back there, and they concentrate a lot on what you're doing up there, so it works out real well. We found that compliance with medications is better, and rechecks. And often what they'll do, especially if you get ear mites, they'll bring in a spouse or a friend hoping there's still some live mites in there, so they can show. And if you got a live mite on a recheck before, they go, the medicine didn't work. But they're hoping, most of them are hoping there's still at least one live mite so they can show how gross it was to their friend. It's the funniest thing in the world. I couldn't believe the first time that happened to me. I had a nurse. It was a nurse. And her dog was loaded with ear mites. And so she came in on the week recheck, and she blatantly says, I hope you're still alive. I said, I hope the medication worked. And she goes, I know, but I want my friend here to see him, I said, well, I can show him the video, okay?
A test tube of live mites that you can...
I've got a video, and I can show it to you if you want. I videoed, and that video of mites has gone from mainly high school, but some middle school presentations, all the way to 200 veterinarians sitting in an auditorium at NABC, and they're all like this. Oh my God, there's thousands of them in there. Yeah. And they're magnified, and they're crawling all over each other, and some of them are reproducing, and it's just there's a little in it for everybody in this video. So let's go through this. So